Hey guys, it's Jacob Harris, and today we're going to talk about the importance of taking your bit in and out of your horse's mouth without causing him or yourself any pain. Now, springtime's coming up, and a lot of these horses haven't been messed with in the colder months. So I'm going to give a refresher course on how to do this properly without putting you or your horse in harm. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get him to lower his head off the feel and pressure of this lead rope. And you're going to pull down with your hand here, and as soon as he drops his head, even the fraction of an inch, you're going to release. Horses learn off of release, not pressure. So here we go. We're going to drop his head. See, there was the release. He released and I released. Now we're going to add a little bit of pressure. There was the release. One more time. Release. And release. There we go. Now we're going to let him bring his head back up. And then we're going to do it from the actual halter right here at the long part between the eye and nose band. Here we're going to put pressure and wait till the release. Release. One more time, pressure, waiting for the release, release. Something's got his attention over there. Get his attention back to us, there we go. And as you do this, you want your horse's nose tipped slightly into you so that they don't feel that they are in danger. So horses speak with body language. And if they submit to you, they'll put their nose in and their head will be down. And that's a sign of that they're relaxed and they accept you. Now if you're holding your horse and he's all worried and antsy and looking around, and if his head is away from you like this and his body's angled away, he's in a flight mode. He doesn't trust you at all. So you're going to tell him that, hey, it's okay for you to be here and relaxed. It's okay. Now we're going to drop your head. There we go. And as his head gets lower, you're going to take your hand and rub it down his mane. And you're just going to go across the tops of his ears. And you're going to be there and then get out before he even knows you're there. You're going to do both ears. And you're going to go down and rub down his nose and let your arm go across his ears. And this is going to allow him to get used to you messing with his ears. We're going to drop his head. You're going to put a little bit of pressure on his pole here. And release. Release. There we go. Now we're going to go down and go. And if he doesn't show any sign of agitation, you're eventually going to be able to do this and run your hand right off the top of his ears. And that's when you're ready for the next step. See, his head's down. And ask for a little bit more. His nose is into me. Now, you're going to take your lead rope and go over the top of the ears and let it rest, and you're going to go down his forehead and rub your hand around his mouth. And he's going to accept this. And you're going to put just enough pressure so that it doesn't tickle. You're not going to be light, you're going to be firm. And if he shows any sign of agitation, he is not ready for the next step. So you're going to get your horse ready for this. And then you're going to take your hand and put it on the bottom of his chin and take your thumb and stroke down his nose and to the corner of his mouth. And leave it there for a couple seconds and release. Now them chewing and licking and trying to get it out of the mouth, that's natural. What you don't want is a horse to blow backwards. So anytime you're doing this, you don't ever want your body to be positioned over their head. You want to be so that you can get out of the way if he starts acting up. So you're going to go down the nose, to the bottom of the chin, stroke, and into the mouth. And there you go. Now, he was all right with that. He says, I'm cool. So now you're going to take the lead rope, put it over his ears, reach around under the jaw, come to the mouth, and guide it. You're going to hold it right like this and guide it into the mouth. This will slide in a lot easier than a cold chunk of iron. And you're going to leave it there for a couple seconds. He's going to chew on it and think about it. and then you're going to release. Just let him spit it out. And then tell him you've done good. That was a good boy. So now, we're going to do this a couple times, just to ensure that he is ready to accept the bit. See, there he goes. Nice and calm and easy. And we're going to let him spit it back out. Now for this next step, if you're saddling a horse in the cold weather, you don't want to put a cold chunk of iron in their mouth. So you're going to want to warm it up. You can stick it in your vest, your shirt pocket. Most of the time I hold it in my hand to get it the same body temperature. Think of it as you standing around, not expecting anything, and somebody comes up with an ice cube and sticks it down your shirt. You're gonna squirm and try to get away from that. And that's what we're trying to avoid with this horse. We're trying to warm the bit up so that he accepts it. See, we're gonna stand here. All right, now, I want you to put the bit in the crook of your elbow so that you can easily grab it with your right hand. Now you're gonna go back and get the horse's head down. Release. Release. You never want to force a horse to do anything. They're a lot bigger than you. You want to ask them and make it easier for them to do what you want them to do. So you're going to drop his head one more time. There we go. His nose is turned in. Now we're going to take our elbow, run to the neck, and sit like this. Take the right hand, or take the left hand, transfer the bit to your right hand. See how we're leaving it clear of the horse's face, the nose and mouth? Now you're going to guide it into his mouth, holding it like this. So we're going to go down and guide it in so that it doesn't bang up against his teeth. See? He's nice and easy and calm with that. Now, we're going to leave the top brow band spread apart and go right around his right eye. Reach under with your left hand and get the ear and fold it forward gently so that it doesn't snap straight. Now we're going to fold the right one forward gently. See there we go. Now, what you want to avoid is taking the headstall and peeling it back over his ears and then trying to pry his ears out from under it. That's painful to him. Yeah. There we go. Now, with a lot of these horses, you're going to want to leave the halter on them. You'd never ride in a halter under the bridle, but you're going to want to leave the halter on while you're bridling. So I'm going to show you how you take it off. You want to undo your knot here and let it come gently down his nose. You're going to fold it over his nose, take it back into his mouth. You're going to go over the top of the bit, behind it, and back under it. You're going to be very cautious not to harm the horse's mouth and be gentle. And back under the curb strap, and your halter is off. Now you're ready to go to riding. Now, a lot of these horses, if they have trouble taking the bit and accepting it, they're going to have trouble with you taking it off because it's been banged up against their teeth and it's painful to them. So they'll blow backwards. Now what we're going to do is put the halter back on. Come back. Drop it. Put the halter back on. So we're going to go in between the reins, place the lead rope over his neck, under the curb strap, there we go. Reach around over his head, spread it apart, go into his mouth, gently. You want to do all this as gentle as possible as to cause no pain to the horse. There we go. Now we're going to bring the halter behind the bit and back out. All this is very gentle and easy. Lots of horses, they'll play with their mouth. While you're trying to do this, you're going to drop his head back down. And it's not working. Here we go. Good boy. A lot of horses, they'll chew on it a little bit So you just have to be patient and not try to force it out of their mouth. And there you have it. You put your halter on under your bridle. And you're going to tie your knot. Now, to take it off, you're going to be gentle with the ears. Horse's ears are very sensitive, so you're going to take your left hand, push his ear forward and fold it, and slide that side off. Do the same with the right. Fold it and slide it off. Now you're here. You're going to hold it with your right hand, spread it apart, and guide the bit out with your left hand so it does not bang up against his teeth. And you have safely bridled and unbridled your horse. If this was helpful, please like. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you.